Early screenings for Superman have concluded. Here's my full non-spoiler review. Wow, let's just get this out of the way right away. This movie is spectacular. If Hope was a movie, it would be this one. I went into this movie admittedly very skeptical. I was worried about James Gunn doing this. I was worried about the future of the DCU in its whole, and all of these worries are gone now. This was chef's kiss. It does, of course, have its flaws, and we will get into that, but first, let's praise some of its highlights. Like I said before, this movie is filled with so much hope. There were so many moments in this movie where I straight up almost cried, just straight tears of joy at seeing some of these scenes. For example, there's so many moments where Superman's just really flying around or during an action scene, and it kind of just pauses for a moment, and the music swells with it, and it just it is so perfect. It is beautiful. It's so well done. It's straight like a comic book page come to life. It is beautiful. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was actually perfect casting. I wasn't expecting to get such a good performance out of him as Lex Luthor, but I was completely blown away. Some of his facial expressions that he is able to portray when he's super pissed off at Superman for being able to thwart his plans are just so good. Like the majority of James Gunn's films for me, I will say that the comedy in this either hits or it doesn't. I can happily say that the majority of the comedic beats in this film actually do work, so that is definitely a plus. Man, the chemistry between Lois Lane and Clark Kent is finally here. They have some really good solo scenes in this film, and I feel like in comparison to Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, their chemistry didn't really work for me on screen, but here with David and Rachel, it's a night and day difference. They look fantastic together. They look real. They look legit. They feel like Superman and Lois. Moving on to the negatives of this movie, because it is not a perfect film and there were definitely some things that weren't really working for me. Unfortunately, I will say the biggest problem with this film is probably the Justice Gang, with the exception of Mr. Terrific. I think he did fantastic. I am super happy that Mr. Terrific is finally getting some screen recognition, and I'm sure he's going to be a fan favorite come Friday. Upgirl didn't really see too much screen time, but I feel like inherently that is kind of an issue if you're going to have the Justice Gang in the film. I feel like you kind of need to incorporate all of them, but with her, you don't really get much of her to form any sort of a real opinion about, so that's kind of a bummer for me. With Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, unfortunately, I just really wasn't a big fan. I will say that it is kind of biased. I understand that is pretty accurate to the character as he appears in comics and stuff like that, but I'm just more of a Hal Jordan and John Stewart Green Lantern kind of guy, so I can admittedly say that I'm probably unfairly biased when it comes to him. Overall, I'm happy to say for the first time in years, I'm excited to see where the DCU goes. I have full faith in James Gunn after this film. I highly recommend everyone should go see this movie. If you do not have plans for this weekend, by all means, go check this out for yourself. I highly recommend it. I'd give it a solid like 9.5 out of 10. This is amazing. We're back. DC is back, baby.